Hello everyone, my name is Arpana and I'm a trainer at Academy for Benchmarking. Last time we had shot a video for Canadian students. This time we are targeting that segment of aspirants who would like to go to the UK for higher studies. I have with me Dr. Swapnil Kale. He's a career coach and guide for these youngsters. Over to you, sir.
Hi everyone, so I'm Dr. Swapnil Kale and I'm a career coach for students who aspire to go abroad for Canada, UK or any other countries. So today we are focusing specifically on UK because that is the target segment for most of the students who want to study abroad. The most important and the funniest thing that I've ever seen in my life is students go to UK but they don't know what is actually UK. So first and foremost, what is UK? UK is not a country. UK is a collection of countries, it's a combination of countries, and there are 4 countries which come together to form the United Kingdom. Also, UK is not a continent, but it's a collaboration of the 4 countries who have come together for a common purpose and a benefit. So what are the countries? 1. Wales, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and finally the Great Britain, or we call it as England. Also, what I've done is, so based on your expenses and how much you want to spend for your studies, where do you want to live, what is the cost for food, etc, etc, etc. I've ranked down certain cities in a descending order. And the one on the top is the cheapest and one on the bottom is the expensive. Now let's understand what are the cities. So the cities which I have sorted in a descending order based on the expenses, the cost of living, the student education fee, the tuition fees, etc, etc, etc. So number 1, which comes on the top, is Aberdeen, which is also called as the Granite City in Scotland. The number 2 is Manchester, number 3 is Newcastle, number 4 is Nottingham, which is also called as Queen of Midlands. Also Glasgow, which is one of the city, Birmingham, which is another, again very close to London and it's a favorite place for most of the students. Edinburgh, which is a wonderful location and a filming location. It is also one of the beautiful mountains in UK. And you all must be knowing this and must have watched in some of the other movies, that is Harry Potter. So yes, Edinburgh is also called as the filming location city and it is again in the Scotland. Next comes the Coventry, Brighton and London.
So what are the different courses available in UK?
So in UK, when you are selecting a course from a college or a university, there are different specializations of courses. So under management, you can have digital marketing, sales and marketing, sales, international business, digital marketing, etc, etc. On the other hand, in the technical courses, you will see courses like engineering. So under engineering, you will have computer engineering, electronic engineering, petrochemical engineering, etc, etc. Under medical, you will have courses like mental health, which is one of the need today in today's world, and so on and so forth.
So at what level of education can one go to UK?
So in UK, the level of education differs at what age and at what course are you going for. So there are courses like pre-bachelor's, or we also sometimes call it as a foundation program. Now what is this pre-bachelor's or a foundation? If a particular student is not eligible for a bachelor program, he or she can do a pre-bachelor's program. So this pre-bachelor program will make you more equipped from the UK education perspective, and then you can get enrolled for a bachelor's program. Also, there is a program called as pre-masters, and after this pre-masters program, you can go for a master's program. Again, in this pre-masters, let's say for example, you have done a 15-year of education in India, and the masters of a particular university is demanding a 16-year of education. In that scenario, you'll have to go for a pre-masters and then get follow-up for your masters. Another programs that are available is a sandwich program, which is a combination of a bachelor's along with your masters. Then there is something called as a placement year, which is again an optional program for you. Again, I would strongly recommend to go for a placement year because that will give you a hands-on work experience of the program, and PhD and other.
What is a step-by-step process for a student to fly to UK on a student visa?
So the step-by-step process for UK student visa is, number 1, appear for IELTS academic, which is one of the mandate before going to any of the universities. Also, once you get the IELTS academic scorecard, you have to apply to a college or a university based on your specialization. That is where my role comes in with. So I basically talk to the students, their parents, understand what is the financial capabilities, what is generally the students wanting to do for. Because sometimes students, just hear from a friend, okay, he is going for an engineering and she is going for a medical, and even I want to go for. So that is generally not an aim of selecting a particular course. So you should understand, and I should make them understand as to why are you selecting this program, what are the career prospects and objectives after this program, because sometimes the student is very naive and he does not even understand, does this course really have a job prospect, or is this course in demand or not in demand. So my role as a career coach, I make them understand which course to apply, select the course, shortlist the course, apply for that course, and then once that is done, we receive an offer letter or sometime a conditional offer letter. And then whatever are the conditions mentioned in the offer letter, you have to get it fulfilled and submit to the college. Once that is done, they will give you an appointment for a precast. So precast is an interview which has been conducted by the universities or the colleges, and the purpose of this precast is to understand whether the student, whether he is coming to UK, whether his vision, his idea is clear or not. Also, do not take this precast very lightly, because this precast is an eligibility criteria, and without a precast you cannot go ahead with your visa interview. After your precast is done successfully, the next step is going for a visa interview. Once the visa interview is done, you get your approval or a stamping, and before that you have to go for a TB test, that is a medical test with any of the alliance partners of the UK immigration, and once that is done, submit your passport for stamping and fly to UK.
Is precast mandatory? For the uninitiated, precast is confirmation of acceptance for studies.
So yes, precast is absolutely mandatory. Just by the name, it is a pre-interview before your final visa interview for confirmation of acceptance for your studies. So this interview focuses mostly on, is the student absolutely clear with what courses he's going for, what university he has chosen, why has he chosen this university, what are the other universities other than this universities that he has opted for, what was the other countries that he has thought for other than UK. So you have to be all round prepared for this interview. And yes, if you do not clear this interview, you get another chance to create, appear for the precast. But in the second chance, if you do not clear, the universities have a right to reject your application and your admission. So please take it very seriously. Also, I should not forget to mention, I have created another video of precast interview with one of a sample with my student. So you can definitely please view that video to understand what is precast all about.
That's wonderful. So what is life like for a student in UK?
So basically, as a student, you should understand that the education system of UK is very, very different from US or Canada or India. The UK education more focuses on the case study based, project based, assignment based of studies. And yes, the level of education is little bit difficult than any other country, but it is one of the best education across the globe. Also, as a student, if you see the lifestyle of a student, it is very happening in terms of the infrastructures, the facilities, the amenities given by the universities. At the same time, definitely weekend you can party because UK has the best nightlife and the clubs. At the same time, you can also work part-time while you are studying in UK. You are allowed officially to work only 20 hours per week, and that is the only work that you can do in UK and nothing else. On the other hand, the wages for an part-time employee or a student that you are going to work will be somewhere around 8 to 9 pounds. For certain profiles, it might also range from 11 to 12 pounds.
So what are the job prospects after studies?
So as a student, when you are studying in UK, post your studies, you get a post-study work permit. And when you are applying for this post-study work permit, you have a right to seek for your job in your field or in any other field where you get a job in UK. So I have seen students doing a course in sales and marketing, but somehow they end up in international marketing or maybe in digital marketing. So that's absolutely allowed. You are allowed to work in any profession within your post-study work permit, and which After your post-study work permit, then you can apply for an employment visa, which can lead to a PR.
Fine. So, what are the chances of permanent residency in the UK after all this?
So if you follow a right roadmap in UK, there is no point of coming back, and there is no way that you'll have to come back. But you have to find a right roadmap. You need a proper career coach who is going to guide you towards each and every step that you need to attend before getting your residency. So as I mentioned, your course duration might be 1 or 2 years, post which your post-study work permit of 2 years, after which you have an employment visa which has to be sponsored by your employer, which is very easy to achieve because you've already got a post-study work permit, you've already worked with an employer, so you understand the market well, you know the employer well, the employer knows your capabilities well, and post which, after a 5 years stay with your work experience in your UK, you can apply for your permanent residence.
So, what is the gravitating factor tilting towards UK?
So there are multiple benefits of choosing universities and colleges in UK. So few of them are reasonable course fees depending on what universities, what course and what city you select. Also moderate to low living and food costs depending on the cities. You can work part-time for 20 hours per week while you are studying, which can also take care of some of your expenses while you are studying in UK. Again, good prospects towards your permanent residency if you follow a right roadmap as per your career coach. A cosmopolitan culture, because you will see so many races studying and working in UK. It is best for all races, religions, sex, everything. And last but not the least, even though the cost of the student fees will be much higher than the other countries, but if you understand well, the conversion of your wages in Great Britain pounds into INR is much more higher. So it doesn't matter whether you're going to XYZ country or UK, it is almost going to be same depending on the Great Britain pound cost conversion to your INR.
And what are the documents one needs to submit to get the visa?
So the documentations that you need is all your mark sheets, definitely your passport, which is one of the major document, your transcript which you receive from your college and schools, right from your 10th, your 12th, your graduation, your birth certificate, your IELTS scorecard, which is IELTS academic, and you need minimum 5.5 on an average or an overall score of 5.5, but target as higher as possible so that you can apply for some scholarships. Also your work experience letters from your employer, because that needs to be in line with your education. You need to have some recommendation letters from your managers, from your clients to submit your good character, and etc. etc. Also, one of the very important document which you should not forget is your precast letter, because once you clear your precast interview, you can definitely go for a precast letter.
Finally, should a student choose a course with a placement here?
Absolutely yes, because I would highly recommend you to go with the placement here. The reason is because you understand the work culture, you know how people work in UK, and after gaining that placement here, you get a confidence to seek job, and the chances are very high that you might get selected in the same organization where you have got a placement.
Thank you. So that's it from us here. Thank you so much, Dr. Kale, for all the insights that you have thrown, and I'm sure you'll have many more questions right now. So for any clarifications, please write into us or do give us a call at the numbers mentioned.
Also, thank you so much for spending time on my video. Also, please do not forget to like, subscribe and share this video with your friends and some aspirants who are planning to go to UK. Thank you so much. Have a great day.